everyone! I wanted to make a video combining all three parts of our What It's Like Living with Maine Coon videos, but I will still leave the separate videos on YouTube as well if you want to watch them separately. I tried my best to share things that were honest and based off our experiences living with our Maine Coons. Obviously all cats are different, so not all Maine Coons act the same. I haven't decided yet if there will be a part 4, but if there is a part 4, it won't happen for a very long time. I hope you guys enjoy parts 1 through 3. They are so loving. Every Maine Coon is unique and has their own personality, but I've never known a Maine Coon that wasn't loving. Ours have wonderful personalities and they are such gentle, loving, and sweet cats. I had to mention this first because it's my favorite thing about our Maine Coons.
They are majestic. They are beautiful to look at, and they look like wild animals. They have long, fluffy tails. Many people call Maine Coons a tail with a cat attached.
They are demanding. Our Maine Coons never leave us alone, and they always want to be near us. They crave companionship and want to be involved in everything we are doing, even if they just sit by us as we're doing it. Ours don't like being alone, and they are very needy cats.
They are obsessed with food. They know when they're about to get fed and go crazy when it's feeding time. They meow and wave their tails around excitedly.
They are vocal. Ours talk to us often and let us know when they want something, whether it be food or attention. They trill and meow often. You may never sleep through the night again after you get a Maine Coon.
They communicate often with their paws. Our Maine Coons use their front paws a lot to communicate. They'll flex their front paws when they're happy, and they'll point their paw at something when they want it. They use their front paws when they play and eat too.
They are friendly. Our Maine Coons get along with everyone from strangers to new pets. This is one of my favorite things about Maine Coons because most of the cats I know are not friendly like this.
They are goofy. Ours have a mischievous side, and I think you need to have a sense of humor when you own a Maine Coon cat, or else they'll drive you crazy. Ours make us laugh every day with the silly things they do.
They act like dogs. They are independent like a cat, but social and interactive like a dog. Ours follow us around the house like a dog, and ours are always excited to see us when we come home, and they greet us by the door like a dog.
They're large cats. Maine Coons are large cats and can grow up to 20 pounds or more. This can make it harder to find things such as cat trees that are large and sturdy enough for them. We have several cat trees from Cat Tree King, and we found their cat trees work great for our Maine Coons.
They are affectionate. Our Maine Coons love getting pet and roll over for belly rubs. They headbutt us often too, and they will often slowly blink at us.
They like cold weather. Our Maine Coons come alive when the weather is cold. They get more energetic and playful. Their coats are built to survive harsh winters. They have large tufted paws that are like built-in snowshoes. And they have thick bushy tails that they can wrap around their bodies when they are cold.
They love to cuddle. Our Maine Coon Molly cuddles like she needs to breathe, and we can't sit down anywhere in our house without her coming for a cuddle. She will cuddle for hours on us. Albus doesn't cuddle for that long, but he's still a kitten, so that will hopefully change as he gets older, because Molly didn't cuddle much when she was a kitten. Our Maine Coons purr a lot too.
They shed a lot. Maine Coons shed a lot and their fur gets everywhere. It's a lot of work keeping them clean and our house clean. We do a lot of brushing and vacuuming in our house.
They need regular grooming. It's best to start grooming them when they're young so that they get used to it. If you don't brush them regularly, then their fur can get tangled and they will shed all over your house. We like using these cat slicker brushes for brushing our cats. We also give our cats baths and sanitary trims every few months to help them stay clean.
They are curious about everything. Being curious is normal cat behavior. A cat's curiosity comes from its strong survival instinct, which they inherited from their wild ancestors. Curiosity is what has kept their species alive for centuries.
They are photogenic. Maine Coons are such gorgeous cats and they look good at every angle. There is no such thing as too many photos of our Maine Coons. I am a photographer and I love taking photos of our cats.
They are great hunters. Maine Coons are natural-born hunters, and ours love hunting bugs in our house. Ours also love stalking and pouncing on their toys.
They love ice cubes. I don't know what it is about ice cubes. Maybe because they're cold or because they're frozen water, but our Maine Coons are obsessed with ice cubes. They love it whenever we give them ice cubes and go crazy for them.
They are gentle giants. Maine Coons are often called gentle giants, and if you've ever met a Maine Coon, then you know why. Maine Coons have a gentle and relaxing disposition that makes them great pets for children.
They put almost everything in their mouth. When Molly was a kitten, she pulled a feather off of one of her toys and almost swallowed it. She was choking on it and I pulled it out of her mouth in time. It was a scary experience, and since then we've learned not to leave toys with feathers out or anything out in our house that our cats can accidentally swallow. Albus also loves to chew on his toys and he puts almost everything in his mouth.
They are playful. All cats have their own personalities, and our Maine Coon Albus is more playful than Molly. Albus loves to play with anything, and he is always in the mood to play.
They will steal your heart. Our Maine Coons love spending time with us and they are our best friends. They are unlike any cat breed we've ever known or had before. We love our cats and look forward to seeing them every single day.
They are loyal. Maine Coons are known for being loyal to their human family. The more time you spend caring and loving for your Maine Coon, the more loyal to you they will become.
They are addicting. Maine Coons are addicting and you will want another. They are great travelers. I say this because our Maine Coons have always been good about car rides, but when we moved from Idaho to Texas, they traveled so well and my husband and I were so impressed with them. All three of our Maine Coons were calm and quiet during the drive. They slept most of the time and we drove for several days. Our other cat, Annie, who is not a Maine Coon, was the one who was making the most noise during our move, and she was the most nervous and stressed out of our cats. We had 0 accidents or issues driving each day with our Maine Coons, and we were so proud of them. Their fur is endless. I know I've said this before, but I thought it was worth mentioning again because when you get a Maine Coon, you become a slave to their fur. Maine Coons shed a lot, and not just because they have long hair, because short-haired cats can shed a lot too. Obviously, we have 4 cats, so more cats equals more fur, and we have fur all over our house, but we do things to make it manageable, such as brushing them and vacuuming frequently. Even with all of the work we do to maintain the fur, we still will find fur on our furniture, on our clothes, and sometimes in our mouths or food. I don't know how it gets on there, but it does. We love our cats more than anything in the world, and we wouldn't trade them for anything in the world, but it's not fun dealing with their fur, and it is a lot of work. I like to keep a clean house, so maintaining their fur is a lot of work for me, but like I said, I wouldn't have it any other way because of all of the love they give back to me. We recently moved to Texas to a smaller house than we were living in before, so I'm vacuuming their fur and litter every single day in order to keep our house clean. They get knots. Our Maine Coons all get knots in their fur, even when we brush them every day. Their fur is just so thick as they get older. Our other cat Annie has the long hair, but she rarely gets knots because her fur is different from our Maine Coon's fur. Annie's fur is more silky and velvety feeling, whereas our Maine Coon's fur feels more rough. Our Maine Coons don't get knots that often, but they do get them. And Molly gets knots the most out of all of our cats because she's older than our other Maine Coons and her fur is curly on her belly. Even right after I comb or brush Molly, she will get a knot. I usually comb out her knots carefully, but if there's a huge knot that I cannot comb out, then I use cat scissors to cut the knot out slowly and carefully with my husband's help. I wouldn't recommend anyone do this unless you know exactly what you're doing and you can have someone help you. You never want to cut your cat's skin. We usually find knots in the same places on our Maine Coons, such as under their armpits or on their mane or on their belly. This is why I think it's a good idea to comb or brush your Maine Coon regularly. They cross their front paws often. I don't know what it is about Maine Coons doing this, but all three of our Maine Coons do this when they lay down. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. I think it might be because Maine Coons have such long legs and it's more comfortable for them to cross them. Our other cat Annie never ever does this, so I'm pretty sure it's a Maine Coon thing. I have some friends with Maine Coons who have told me that their Maine Coons cross their front paws also. So I know it's not just our Maine Coons who do this. Every time they sit like this, it makes my husband and I laugh. We have just never seen a cat cross their front paws like that before. They take up to 5 years to fully develop. A lot of people ask us if our Maine Coons are full grown yet, and the answer is no. Molly was our first Maine Coon we had, and when I picked her up, I asked her breeder when she would be done growing, and she said when Molly was 3 to 5 years old, then she would be considered full grown. Albus and Luna's breeder said that they would be full grown at 5 years old. So Maine Coons take several years to reach their full size. The first year they grow the most, I think, and then the years after that they fill out, get fluffier, and gain some weight. Molly is almost 3 years old, so she's not fully grown yet, but she's getting really close. And Albus and Luna still have a ways to go. They can be messy eaters. I say this because our Maine Coons are messy eaters. Albus used to be clean when he would eat, and sometimes he can be clean, but usually there's a mess to clean up after our Maine Coons eat. Whether eating wet food or dry food, they will spill it on the floor around their bowls when they're eating, and Molly plays with her food sometimes too. It's a little annoying to have to clean it up, but it is what it is. They can be dirty after using the litter box. Our Maine Coons can be messy after using the litter box. It doesn't happen all the time, but at least once a week, one of our Maine Coons will walk out of the litter box with litter or poo stuck in their toes or poo on their butt. To help with this, we trim the fur in between their toes and we trim the fur by their butt to help it stay clean. We have to clean them before they sit down or walk around the house or it gets everywhere and it's not fun to clean it. Our other cat Annie is never like this and we hardly ever clean up after her when she comes out of the litter box. I think sometimes it's just laziness on our Maine Coons' part, and they're not watching where they're stepping when they go in the litter box. Sometimes if they make a big mess, then we will end up giving them a bath because wipes can only help so much. We love our Maine Coons, but they are a constant cleanup. And it's not like this happens all the time, but at least once a week we will have to clean them after they use the litter box. They sleep a lot. Maine Coons may act like dogs, but they are still cats, and they sleep a lot. Our Maine Coons sleep the majority of the day. They have no idea what personal space is. This morning, for example, I was laying down on the floor and Molly and Luna were all over me. I couldn't even get up. Maine Coons love to cuddle and be near their owners. They will lay on us for hours, knead us, groom us on our hair or on our skin. They are very needy cats that crave attention and they like to touch us in some way, whether with their paws or with their body. Albus likes to sit beside us, and he's not as touchy as Molly and Luna are, but he's still very affectionate and needy. It's totally normal in our house to sit down somewhere and have one of our cats come up for a cuddle or for some attention. They also follow us around the house, even to the bathroom. Our other cat, Annie, does this too. They have long bodies. I think that what makes Maine Coons appear so large is their long and lanky bodies. That was one of the first things I noticed after we got Molly, was just how long and skinny her body was. Not that Molly was underweight, but compared to Annie, Molly's body is a lot more stretched out, and all of our Maine Coons' bodies are like that. They all have long legs, a long tail, and their body is stretched out more than a normal cat, I would say. I guess this is why some people call them limousine cats. My younger sister noticed this too when she met Molly for the first time. She picked Molly up and said, "Wow, she is so long." They each have their own personality. Not all Maine Coons act the same. We have 3 Maine Coons and they all act different. They all have their own voice and we can tell their meows apart. While they all do have a lot of similarities, they each have their own personality. However, I must say that Molly and Luna act very similar most of the time, that I swear sometimes they are the same cat.